Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. If today is your first time in this channel, thank you for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. And also thank you to my old subscribers for all your support. Today's video is the making of this beautiful corset for a big bust. It's actually the part 2 of this video, so if you have not watched the part 1, and we advise you to go back to my channel and watch it. You can see how my client is looking so gorgeous and she's happy and I am happy. So let's get into it. Welcome again, soulmates. So these are the patterns we cut out for our last video. That is the part 1 of this video, and I've gone ahead to transfer them on my fabric. So as you can see around the cup, I added 1/2 inch round the cup, and coming to this basque area at the side, there is no need for allowance, but towards the cup area like this, you are going to add 1/2 inch, and also on the basque waist you are going to add 1/2 inch. So coming to the back area, I added 1/2 inch at this part and also at the top and the bottom. So because I'm going to be joining the two pieces for the back together. So for the cups, you can see that I have 4 linings right here. You can see this material that I have right here. It has like holes on it and is transparent. So I have to cover it up with a lining. I don't have a doll face or a satin, so I decided to use my lining to serve as an inner lining and also for the outer lining. So I'm just going to place the material on the lining like this, and I'm going to be top stitching it round on them to hold them in place. So you can also see that the inner lining, I added my wadding to it, and you can see the lining itself right here. So also for this other cup, which is the side cup, I've also gone ahead to cut out my linings and my main fabric. So I'm just going to place the fabric on the lining like this, and I'm just going to top stitch it round to hold it in place. So coming to the basque waist area, I've transferred it to my fabric, as you can see. So I added my wadding on the waist area so that it's be able to snatch my client's waist properly. And this is the main lining itself. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the main fabric on the inner lining like this, and I'm just going to be top stitching it round as you see me demonstrating right here. And this is the main lining itself. So guys, I've gone ahead to top stitch it like I said, and you can see that everything now is in place. And as you can see my boning right here, so this is a Regiline boning. I used a Regiline boning and a plastic boning for this corset so that it will be able to snatch properly at the waist area. So this is the Regiline boning. You can see this part right here is where we should stitch on. So whenever you are using a Regiline boning, you can see the part which is kind of smooth is where you are going to be stitching on to your fabric. We all know that we cannot sew on the plastic boning. So to sew on your Regiline boning, just go down by 1/2 inch, as you can see me doing here. So towards the armhole area, I will advise you to come down at least 1.5 inches before placing your boning at that armhole part, so that it will be easy for you to attach your sleeve properly. So at the bottom of that basque area, you are just going to go up by 1/2 inch. That is where you are going to be joining the blouse to the skirt area. So in case you don't have the strength to undergo heat to iron your boning, I will advise you to just use your hand to straighten the boning like you see me doing right here. after sewing the Reggiline boning down, I'll be inserting the plastic boning in it. So you can see that the plastic boning is shorter than the Reggiline boning. So that is how it should be. So this is for the center front, as you can see right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my cups. So this is the cup. I'm going ahead to also top stitch it down with the inner lining, which I added my warden to it. So right now I'm going to be stitching it all the way like this, and also remember to indicate your bust point. So coming to the main lining part, I'm just also going to be doing the same thing. So just going to stitch it all around like this. So after that, I went ahead to sew down the Reggiline boning on the back area, so you can see the lining for the back piece. Now to sew down the two piece for the back, what you are going to do is you are just going to pick this little piece and you are going to turn it over like this on the other one and stitch it down. So remember, it was ½ inch we left to stitch them down. So after that, you're going to use the allowance right there to place in your Reggiline boning. So after that, go ahead and place the amount of boning you want your back to have. So guys, look at the cup. You can see it's all stitched down. As you can see how it's looking. You can see how puffy it came out. You can see that the cup itself is standing. So I'm also gone ahead to notch the inside because I don't have light to iron that part as for now. So I went ahead to notch it in. So I will advise you to iron that part with your tailoring ham, so to open up the seams at the cup area. So right now I went ahead to bring in my ready-made cup and I inserted it into the fabric cup as you see me doing like this. So remember, we added ½ inch at the bottom of the cup and also at the side and at the top. So what you are going to do is just go up by ½ inch from the down of the fabric cup. Then you place your ready-made cup and pin them down like you see me doing like this. So you can see. So make sure you leave ½ inch all around the cup. So I'm just going to take it to my machine and stitch this down like this. So you can see what I've done for this other cup. I've gone ahead to stitch it down and this is what the inside it's looking like. So coming to the back, you can see what we have. I've gone ahead to stitch it down like I said, the boning. Then I went ahead to insert the plastic boning inside of it. So after that, you're just going to be turning it over with your lining, so as you see me doing. But before then, we are going to be adding our loop. I went ahead to fold in a strip of fabric, then I cut it out by 3 inches. So that is what we are going to use for the loops. So you can see I've already done for this other part of the back piece. So for this part, it depends on you, the distance you want each loop to be. So but before that, just come down by ½ inch at the top, that is at the neckline. Just come down by ½ inch. Then I'm just going to be marking 1 inch all the way to the bottom part. So when you get to that bottom part, you're just going to go up by 0.75 as you see me doing like this. So just go up by 0.75. So that is the allowance that we'll be using to join the blouse to the skirt part. So after that, I'm going to place the loop like this. So as you see me doing, just go ahead and place your loop this way. So it's going to fall on the main fabric like you see me doing like this. So I will just hold it down with my pin. You see me doing like this. So after that, you're going to place another loop. So make sure the loops are touching each other. So when it comes to loops, it's better when they touch each other at that part. So you can see. So I'm just going to place all the loops like that. Then after that, I'm going to place my lining like this, and I'm going to be stitching it up at these parts like this. So you're going to be stitching on the loop like that. So guys, look at what the lining is looking like. I've gone ahead to stitch the cup on the lining, and you can see how the bust is standing. I've stitched up the bra cup to the fabric cup, and you can see what we're having. So at this part, I'm just cutting off the excess. So just go ahead and cut out the excess at that area. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. You can see how the cup is looking nice already. So guys, you can see that this part is open. So I'm just going to be using my gum. You can use any gum of your choice. So I'm just going to be inserting my gum right there. This is just to hold the cups together. So I'm just going to place more gum to be able to hold them down together. When holding them down together, make sure you pull to avoid any wrinkles at that cup area. So guys, you can see what we have right there. Everything now is looking beautiful. It's time to attach the cup to the main bodies. So you can see the line at the cup. Make sure it aligns with the line on the main body. So I'm just going to be pinning it down like this. I'm just going to be pinning it down for you guys to see what it's going to look like. So I will advise you to always pin down before you take to your machine and stitch it down. So you can see what I'm doing. So you can see. So after stitching down your cup, you find out that the sweetheart neck is no more visible at that part. Don't worry, we are going to be trimming it off later. So guys, this is what we have. So at this center, I'm going to be placing my Reggie boning on that center front. So guys, for the back, I've gone ahead to stitch down the loop, and you can see the lining. I stitched it down, and when I open up the lining, you see what we have. So at that part, just go ahead and top stitch it like this. Then at the neckline, you sew it down by 1/2 inch, and also at the side, you're going to sew it down by 1/2 inch. So guys, after attaching the cup to the bodies, you can see what it turns out to be. And I've also gone ahead to insert my Reggie boning, as you can see right here. So this is what we are having at the inside. So it's time for me to insert my plastic boning into that Reggie boning. So like I said earlier, the plastic boning should be shorter than that of the Reggie boning, and also the width of the plastic boning should not be wider than that of the Reggie boning. So when you are getting a plastic boning and a Reggie boning for your corset, I will advise you to buy a Reggie boning that has a wider width, and the width of the plastic boning should not be that wide, so that it will be able to pass through. So like you see me doing right here, I'm trying to insert it into that bony casing we made with the Reggiline bony. So that is what I'm doing. I'm sorry that that part was cut off. So guys, you can see what we have. I've been able to insert it into the bony casing. So as you know that the plastic bony I'm using is a little bit wider than that of the Reggiline bony, so I went ahead to divide it into two. Yes, I divided it into two so that it will be able to pass through. And before passing through your plastic bony, make sure you place your masking tape at the top and also at the bottom of the plastic bony. So right now I'm using my scissors to push in the plastic bony to make sure that everything is inside. So guys, you can now see what we have. You can see how the cup is looking good and it's standing. You can see how the back area is flat enough. So now it's time for us to turn the front area with our lining. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and place your lining right side facing, and I'm going to be using the neckline of the lining to trim out the neckline of the main fabric. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to be stitching down the neckline and also the side, and you'll be leaving the basque waist open, and also the armhole should be left open. So guys, I'm going to be creating a bony channel close to the loop so that by the time you lace it up, that part will not be folded. So like I said, I'm going to be straightening the plastic bony with my hands, and you can see how straight it's now looking like. So at the tip, I'm going to be curving it a bit with my scissors so that it will not get the fabric damaged by the time my client put it on. So after that, I went ahead to secure the top of the plastic bony with my masking tape. So you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to know the size of the bony I'm going to be stitching down. So now coming to the down part, you don't need to let your bony get to the end of the fabric. So what you are going to do is you are just going to go up by ½ inch from the bottom of the back piece. So the plastic bony should be shorter than the back piece itself. So guys, after turning with my lining, you can see how that sweetheart neck area now is looking like, and this is what the inside is looking like. So at this part, I went ahead to hem it with my needle and thread so that the lining will be able to relax properly. So after that, it's time to join the back and the front piece together. So as you all know that when drafting the back, we left a space of 3 inches, that is 1.5 at the right side, 1.5 at the left side. So this is the space right there. So when taking your measurement, you have to take note of that so that you will not get confused. So that space was left for the lacing of the back. So after that, just go ahead and make sure everything align properly. Then you shape in the side, then you shape the side with your body measurements, input your bust measurement, your waist measurements, then go ahead and trim off the armhole. Then you attach the bottom part to your blouse. Whatsoever you want to attach at the bottom part is left for you. So you can attach your shorts, your trouser, your skirt. So you can see what I have right there. So in my next video, I'll be teaching you guys on how to trim off the armhole and also how to attach the back area to your skirt. So see you in my next video. Bye.
In the pool, talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my